How's everybody doing? Is YouTube clear? The screen looked a little... Mordechai Seltzer, you see anything on YouTube? I can't hear, but okay.
I'm checking right now.
Okay, let me know, just thumbs up. If not, I might have to refocus or something. Good morning, everybody. Today is the 21st day in the Omer. Exactly 3 weeks. I mean, did anybody else feel the same thing? 3 weeks ago was Pesach. I don't know, time just flies. Maybe when you get to my age. Today's shir is sponsored by Kalman Milberg. Anybody remember that name? Guy sponsored like 10 shiurim already. I think we should give him like one of those discount cards. Every 10 shiurim, there's one free. In his father's memory, Menachem Mendel Ben Simcha, you're going to know who this is. He's an Israeli war hero, a Holocaust survivor. Kalman from, you remember Gino from New York? His buddy was on a ventilator and everything. So first of all, we have like this. Good news, and anybody who's interested, there's nothing that brings tears to my eyes like this. My Rebbe, friend, mentor, and honorary uncle, Reb Chaim Aryezev Ginsburg, was released from the hospital yesterday. A lot of people know him, a famous Rav in the Five Towns. After sinking to a point that only 5% of patients recover, he's now home. Keep on dafen. Best regards, Entel Mendel. Rabbi say, if anybody has issues with YouTube, there are a lot of issues, uploading and not getting, if you have the link, Torah Anytime or our app, go to our website. So this is from, who? Okay. I didn't hear what you said. Louder. What did you say, Gary? All right, so there's great news from Kalman. First, I want to thank you for all your tefillos. Baruch Hashem, my friend Gino, the retired New York Police Department officer, and his wife are both well and home, recuperating nicely. So we love this great news. As a Rivka Bas Esther and Fal Ben Rachel, the others that I asked you to say a refuah for weeks back, you are 3 for 3, and I know where to go now. So I'm the new Rabbi David Abu Chatzer. You want a refuah? Come right here. It's only $150 for a refuah. 3 for 3. Anyway, I heard you had a Kaddish list. Please say Kaddish for my father, Menachem Mendel. You should also know that I'm restarting our weekly Thursday night Daf Shir, Baruch Hashem, tomorrow, this time, with Zoom, which I had to stop due to Corona. I started after my father passed away every week and had a few chevra come over to my house and learn the Daf with you on a big screen TV, leading the class on YouTube. It would mean so much for the chevra, for them to see, acknowledge them on the call during the Daf, attach to some pictures of some of the guys that came during one of the classes, might have been our last class. Listen to this, Rabbi Isai. So, I don't know, I'm familiar. When I lived in Chicago, you know what the guys used to do on a Thursday night? I didn't want to go there. Shtickle poker, the wings, the drumettes, the beer, you know. But these guys, what are they doing? Look at this. It could be just for the picture, I don't know. I had a few shilas because look, at this picture, here's the bar. The beer is missing already from this thing and the gemaras are closed. But anyway, here. I got the picture right over here. Here are the boys. You see the boys? The guys is drumettes, and they have the gemaras wide open. They're learning Torah by the bar. Unbelievable. Way to go. So there's the boys, Gino and his boys. What else do we have here? Goes like this. Oy, we're running out of time already. From Yisrael, good friend. Rebelli, how often I thought of reaching out and brushed it off without a good reason. After joining friends of MDY WhatsApp group and Yeshua Aaron Price, Hashamish HaKadosh, reached out almost immediately to welcome me. Oh, I forgot to mention, Yeshua's uncle, Sadia Yeshua ben Eliezer, was nifter. So his neshama should have an aliyah. He was a math genius. So I felt like I bursted through a dam and was compelled to reach out and thank you for the hard work, getting up at 4 a.m. to prepare. I don't know where you got that from. That's probably just the beginning of it. Also to get some attention. You hear this line? Also, so I give the shir also to get some attention. He gives me a little, that's what I come across as. Listen, if I had this long beard, I was giving a shir, this guy wouldn't, whatever. Okay. It's good that he's able to come across like that. I give the shir to get some attention. Firstly, this is my first time doing Daf Yomi, so it's successfully, thanks to your good nature, banter, and the chevra, the clarity, the charge, make up an awesome shir. Finish brachas with you and plan with the help of Hashem to be on your cruise before we know it, the big cruise. Second, following your advice and skipping to today's daf after Pesach. You hear this? Great idea. If you miss some dafim, you skip ahead, you stick with us. I met this kid in yesterday or the day before. Kid on one of those motorized scooters comes zipping over to me. I was davening mincha outside him in our legal minyan. He had a mask on. He comes over. I wanted to meet you. His name is Biyom El Kubi. I think I might have seen him here maybe he's on even now. He says he's been with us since brachas, and he took the advice. He almost fell off the bandwagon, but he skipped a few daf. He wrote it down. So kol hakavod, a 15-year-old kid, I think. He looked like 15 years old or something. He learns in Mesifta. Unbelievable. These young kids doing the daf, still sticking with it on Shabbos. Anyway, so you're supposed to skip ahead. If you miss a couple of daf, just skip ahead. Fret not. The morning is for today's daf, and the night is for the dafim I missed. Third, and lastly, it would be worth just reading out this last part, if you choose to read this email at all. Listen to this, Rabbi Isai. Introduced a close friend since high school to Yashir after he tried keeping the fact that he started Daf Yomi a secret, so no one, God forbid, accuses him of being yeshivish. This guy is scared to be accused of being, so I don't think he knows what yeshivish is. If you're yeshivish, you don't do Daf Yomi. Okay, so he's so scared of being accused of being yeshivish that he hid the fact that he does Daf Yomi. He has become a major chassid of yours to the extent that he can't stop saying, Al kol panim, and la mishaneh. He even started wearing tchelas. Now that's, okay, you know what? If you wear tchelas, you're certainly not yeshivish. There's no yeshivish guy that wears tchelas. It's a contradiction. It's minei ubei, it's a stira, whatever. I sincerely am impressed by him, and he has become a major masman in the past 6 months and has been transforming himself into an inspirational character we all know him to be. He watches the 8-minute daf twice a day and the full shir at least once a day that I know of. But don't accuse him of being yeshivish. I think I already addressed that. He's not yeshivish, chas v'shalom. Nobody had a chash for a second. You could learn to, I don't know what we are. Who's yeshivish? Not yeshivish. I think the yeshivish people would be very embarrassed if I call myself yeshivish. Shine. He sticks in like yeshivish words there. Shine. Mix hashvachi befanov. So if you can give a shout out to Matis Steinberg of Monsey, New York, who's not yeshivish, I'm just adding that. He's not chas v'shalom, not yeshivish, and wish him success on his journey. It would mean the world to him. I'm scared to be yeshivish. Sometimes I don't blame them. Thank you for being thank you for bringing the base measures into our homes before and during Corona. May it be over soon, so we can join you in the beautiful new Heilige building, Israel. Good friend, Monsey, New York. Rabbi Isai, this guy says that the app is much better than YouTube. Check it out. All these other ones will have to wait for a different day. Zok the Heilige Gemara. Where are we holding? Today's Daf Nun Hey. 6 lines from the bottom. Rav, it's very quiet. Anybody? Nothing? Garnished. Okay, no errors on the emails. Rav, Reb Chanina, Reb Yochanan, Reb Chaviva Masnu. We have 4 people. Rav, Reb Chanina, Reb Yochanan, Reb Chaviva. Says the Gemara, Bekulu the Seder Moed. Anywhere in Moed, which we are in right now, Kol Ki Haizugo, anytime you have these 4, Chalufa Reb Yochanan, Umayel Reb Yonasan. You have to flip Reb Yochanan into Reb Yonasan. Kol Misha Efsha Lamachos Lanshe Beis V'Limicha. Yesterday, we finished off the shir. I stopped the middle because all of a sudden Hatikva started playing. So we had to stop. But it wasn't like the real Hatikva. It was from Stein, whatever. It's not. It's a yeshivish Hatikva we had. I didn't get any emails yet, but I'm sure some people wanted to send, so don't worry about it. We already made a little bit of a macha. Avigdor was excited. Hillel this. We have a whole, that's the beauty of this year. We have all types of people. The people that love Hatikva, the people that hate it, people that said, what do you call it, Hallel yesterday, and the people that didn't go to davening at all yesterday just to make a macha. You know, the whole thing. We run the gamut. Baruch Hashem. So, but I was in the middle of a word. I just want to make the point that Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah was one of the wealthiest people known in Shas. 120,000 newborn animals a year, 12,000 of meiser, but he didn't make a machah to his next door neighbor woman. My son-in-law comes over to me in the middle of the day and says, why didn't Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah make a machah? I don't know. But we held it against him. Obviously he knew about it and he didn't make a machah. So forever, Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah is going to be in the Mishnah and it's going to say Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah had a cow that had a decorative piece on it and he walked out with it on Shabbos. Forever and ever. Just like we know him in the Agada, we're going to know him as the person that was Machal Shabbos because he didn't make a Machal. So on that, we're continuing and saying, if you have the ability to, and it's very interesting, I didn't realize this, but there are many people that say, what right do I have to go over to somebody else and tell them, hey, you're being over and avera? It's not my business, it's not polite. Well, guess what? It's a pasuk in the Torah. You're mechuyev to go over to somebody and say, by the way, what you're doing is an isser. Now, there are rules and regulations that we're going to see. But the idea, a lot of American polite people, it's not your business. Somebody drops down in the subway with a heart attack, you keep on walking, you don't look over there. If somebody's doing an avera, you don't look. It's not my business if that guy's Mechal Shabbos or not. That's not true. If you don't rebuke them, it's as if you were over the Avera. If you don't make a macha, and I was literally thinking, I don't know why we don't do this. Some of us should get up and go to Ramah Bet because everybody asks, oh, you live in Bet Shemesh? You live with those people that spit on women? You live on the places that throw rocks at the cops? No, we live, it's about a 15-minute walk to get there, but perhaps we should go there with a sign and make a macha. So they're probably not going to listen and whatever. We'll get some rocks, maybe putting your life in danger, but it would be a nice idea for the island, so the TV crew should see, hey, they're from people that don't do this stuff. We're not all part of that group. Anyway, fine. Next. Ba'anche Iroi.
It's not yeshivish to make a macha.
Oh, okay. Fine. Akoponim, whatever the reason is. Ba'anche Iroi. If the people in your city do something wrong, you have to rebuke them. And if you don't, nitvas alanche iroi. So maybe those people are right, that we are throwing stones at the cops because we're not the ones making macha. If you don't make a macha, it's as if you threw a stone at a cop. And if it's the whole world, meaning Klal Yisrael's world, you're a king and you're able to rebuke all of Klal Yisrael, you're Galad Dar and you're able to rebuke them and you don't, nitvas akol ha'olam kuloi. It's your aver. Omer Papa. V'hani debei reish gelusa. If you're the Reish Galus, again, the leader of Klal Yisrael, Nitvasu al Kuli Alma. That's why it's very difficult to be a leader of Klal Yisrael. If you're a leader, you have a lot of responsibility. Hashem is going to judge the elders, meaning the Sanhedrin, Rashi says, Visarav, and the rulers. Ask the Gemara, Im Sarim Chatu, Daf Nun Hey Amud Aleph, Skenim Ma Chatu. What have the Sanhedrin sinned? Okay, so the rulers sinned. What did the Sanhedrin do? All they do is they sit and learn Torah. They know 70 languages. They're busy judging people. The Skenim, the ones in Sanhedrin, should have went over to the rulers and say something. Okay. Rav Yehuda, Havi Yosef, Kamei, the Shmuel. Rav Yehuda was sitting in front of Shmuel. Who's Rav Yehuda? Who's Shmuel? The famous Rav Yehuda. Omer Rav Yehuda, Omer Shmuel. All over Shas. Omer Rav Yehuda, Omer Rav. He was a Talmud of both Rav and Shmuel. So Rav Yehuda, the Talmud, is sitting from the Shmuel. By the way, like I mentioned, the next two daf are Agadata. How many charts do I have today? 0. Yesterday we had 12, today 0. Agadata. A woman comes in and says, I need a dentire right now. Shmuel, he didn't listen to her. Amalei, Rav Yehuda tells his Rebbe, if you don't listen to a poor person, you are going to end up screaming and Hashem won't listen. Nobody will listen to you. In other words, he touched up the pasuk as a poor person comes in for judgment and you don't listen to him. Amalei shinina, right? All over Shas, Shmuel used to call Rav Yehuda shinina. You're the sharp one. Reishach Bekriri, your head is in cold water, meaning, I am your head, I am your Rebbe, I am Shmuel. I'm good. I'm not burning right now. I'm in cold water. Your head's head, my Rebbe, who's Mar Ukva. If you remember yesterday at the end of the shir, the guy wanted to put oil on the sheep's head after, like, give him a spa, and they said, "What are you, Mar Ukva? What, you're treating your sheep like a Mar Ukva?" Mar Ukva was the Galadar. He's the head of the Bezdin. Have Yosef Mar Ukva Bezdin. I'm not in charge. Go to this woman screaming. Let her go to Mar Ukva. He's in charge of Bezdin. L'chsiv Beis David. Koyamar Hashem. This is what Hashem said. Dinu la boiker mishpat. Do a din Torah in the morning. Va'atzilu gozl miyad oishek. And you could save the one that was robbed from the oppressor. In other words, it's not I'm not the Bezdin. Go to Mar Ukva. Penteitze ko'esh chamasi. Perhaps like a fire, my wrath, my chema, my anger, ubara v'imachaba, it's going to burn and there won't be an extinguisher, mipnei royam aleim, because of their bad deeds. These people that are, the guys, sometimes gdoilim in those days, not in our days, sometimes gdoilim have like these people that run around in the chutzner, and they tell the gdoilim funny things and they do bad things. So you should give them musar, he says. There's no point of me giving musar to somebody that's not going to accept it. Like give a let, somebody's going to make fun of you. You don't give him musar. Even so, you have to give the guy musar. So let's see Taisus just for a second. Top Taisus. If you have a doubt, there's a 50% chance or a 10% chance they'll take it from you, then give teichacha. If you go over to your Yerushalmi that's throwing stones at a Nazi that he calls a Nazi, there's a minus 10% chance that he's going to listen to you. He'll call you a Nazi and then throw a stone in your head. So there's probably no chiyuv over there. But there might be other reasons. If a person is 100% not going to take the musar from you, don't waste your time with him. Why? It's better that a person should be shoygig. Let that guy think he's doing a mitzvah for throwing a stone at another Jew, rather than you tell him that what he's doing is an isser and he's going to Gehenna, he's 100 times worse than the guy that's trying to protect him. Because it's mutav shu shoygig v'ayu mizidin. Okay. So that's that. So don't go around telling people the Michal Shabbos or whatever if you know that they're not going to listen to you. If a guy doesn't know the halacha, he thinks this is mutter, this is also whatever, he doesn't realize exactly, you tell him in a nice, sweet way, and you have to say it, not out of kas, and then you are mechuyev to be mechuyev. Says the Gemara, now here goes a pretty long piece. And it goes like this. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu never changes his mind when he promises something good. But one time he did. The one time in history that HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes his ass, there's other times, whatever. But one time in history, HaKadosh Baruch Hu changed his mind, mikatze lakatze. He was going to save all the tzaddikim, and at the end, he destroyed the tzaddikim first, was because of this aveira that the tzaddikim didn't rebuke their friends. So let's see inside. It's a pretty long, it's a whole back and forth. HaKadosh Baruch Hu never said something, a future promise, and then a bad thing came out of it. Chutz midavar zeh. Besides this, D'chsiv, v'yom Hashem Elov. Hashem told Yecheskel in a nevuah, look what's going to happen in the future. Avar b'toicha ir b'soich Yerushalayim, v'viso tov. You should paint a tuf, the letter tuf, the last letter in the aleph beis. Put it al mitzchos ha'anoshim, ha'nenochim, v'hanenokim. Put it on the foreheads of these people. Al kol to'evis ha'nasos b'soicha. So, it says over here that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him, put it on the foreheads of the tzaddikim. And Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu Gabriel, Leichu Rishoim al mitzchon shel tzaddikim tav shel diyoi. Go put a tuf in ink on their forehead so you know not to destroy them. Shelo yishletu ben malachi chabala, as we're going to describe soon. 6 malachim with their weapons come to destroy. They need to know who to kill, who not to kill, how to differentiate. Put a sign on their forehead. V'al mitzcham shel rishoim tov shel dam. Now, if you look at the pasuk that we just read, It says one group of people. The people that were concerned about the bad, the tzaddikim, put a tuf. Where in the pasuk does it say, put a tuf on the Rishayim? It doesn't say that. It says, put one tuf on the tzaddikim. Says Taisvus, that's logic. If I'm putting a tuf on the tzaddikim, that means I have to put a tuf on the Rishayim. Okay. But it doesn't say it. That the tuf of the dam, you're going to put blood on the Rishayim, then the Malachim are going to come and know who to kill. Now listen to this. This is an insight to what happens up there in Shemayim. Amra Midas Hadin lefnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Midas Hadin is a troublemaker. Midas Hadin wants to get us. Then everything seems to go very well for the tzaddikim, and they're going to be spared from death. Comes the Midas Hadin and says, no, wait a minute. Why are the tzaddikim better than the Rishayim? They don't deserve to live. Omar lo halalu tzaddikim gemurim v'halalu Rishayim gemurim. Says HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Mashal points out there's a group in the middle. But these are tzaddikim gemurim. You understand what's going on here? Tzaddikim gemurim. They have no sins, nothing. So I need to spare them. Obviously, the Midas Hadin has something up its sleeve. They know what we're dealing with. They know that we're dealing with tzaddikim gemurim, yet they believe that the tzaddikim should die. They had the ability to rebuke their friends, and they didn't rebuke their friends. As I saw in the Pnei Yeshua, he points out, very nice, that not making a macha is a bitul asay. They didn't do avodah zara. They didn't go and do an aveira. They were being polite. They refrained from doing a mitzvah. It's not the greatest aveira in the world, but nevertheless, it's a huge aveira. Shemichu behem lo yikavu. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Amar la goli v'yadu alefonai. Says HaKadosh Baruch Hu, no, I know for a fact, shemichu behem lo yikablu mehem. I know that if, so Rebbeinu Shalom is trying to save the tzaddikim. He's sticking up for them. He's doing everything he can. He says, listen, they wouldn't have accepted it anyways. So, of course, this is the whole raid. Bechira, not Bechira, what? Just because HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows the outcomes. Okay. You know the outcome. But the tzaddikim didn't know the outcome. And therefore what? It became a suffix. There's a suffix. And on a suffix, Tosfos says that when you have a suffix, if something's going to accept from you, you're mechuyev to give the rebuke. Okay. Listen to this. In the middle of the pasuk, it switches. Over here it says, Tav ben noshim tahargu lamashchis. The women, the children. V'al kol ish asher olav hatov al tikshu. To a man that has a tuff on his forehead, don't go next to. In the middle of the pasuk, 180. Umigdashi tochelu. I want you to start killing them from the Beis HaMikdash. From the Mikdash. That's where the start is going to happen. Get them from the top. Uchsiv vayochelu ba'anoshim. In fact, it started from the men Hazkenim. Who's the Skenim? We said Skenim is the Sanhedrin. Asher lifnei habayis. Mamish from Tzadikim Gemurim. The Sanhedrin, people like Mordechai HaTzadik, died first because they weren't moicha. Okay? So you see, bottom line is, what do you see? That you have to make a macha that even HaKadosh Baruch Hu promised good, took it back because of the Midas Hadin that beat him, that proved HaKadosh Baruch Hu that they deserved to die for not making macha. Tana Rav Yosef, Al Tikri Mikdashi, Ela Mikudashai, these are the holy ones. Elu b'nei Adam shekimus HaTorah kula. We have no idea what this means. People that kept the entire Torah from Aleph until Taf, and they didn't do one thing. They were bitul asay. They didn't do an asay that they were mechuyev to do of mecha, umiyad, and immediately, vina shisha anashim boim, 6 men, referring to the Malachi Chabola, From the northern side. And their tools of destruction were in their hands. It's referring to Gabriel HaMalach. He was wearing his whatever, these clothing. He had some sort of pen in his pants. And he came to the Mizbeach, the copper Mizbeach. As the Gemara Mizbeach HaNechoshes mihava. There's no Mizbeach HaNechoshes. Kushleim HaMelech, says Rashi, destroyed the Mizbeach HaNechoshes. He put up a much larger Mizbeach made out of stones. We had, where was it? I don't remember. The other Masechta. No, that was already in Kachim, before the end of Shas. So, describing how big, and they added another Amma. He took away the Mizbeach HaNechoshes. I want you to go to that place where they say Shira. So why is it called Mizbech Nechoshes? Why is it called copper? There's no copper anymore. Says Rashi, because how did they do Shira? The Levim, they play with their copper instruments. So that's what it refers to. The Mizbech Nechoshes, where the Levim, the Beis Hamikdash say Shira, get them over there. Who are these 6 people? Omer Av Chizda, Ketzef, fury, Af, anger, Vechema, wrath, Umashchis. It sounds like a bad movie. The destroyer, the breaker, and the annihilator. Umashchis, umeshaber, umechala. So, I learned a very interesting thing here. These are malachim. But Tosfos asks that in Avodah Zarah, Hashem doesn't have, it says Hashem doesn't have a chema. But a malach does have chema. What's the connection? You see that a malach is it's like an extension of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they explain gloves. You hear what I'm saying? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu might not have chema, but why can't they have a malach that has a lot of anger? No. It's one and the same. Ketzef, af, chemu, mashchus, shabu, mechala. 6 malachim. U'maisna tov. So then here, stop. The Gemara goes off a little bit on tangent. Why did he paint a tov on the tzaddikim? It should be a yud, the pintel yud. Why a tov? Omer Rav, tov tichya, tov tomos, tov is the beginning of the word tichya, live, tomos, die. Okay, so it makes sense. I put a tov on the tzaddikim, tichya, I put a tov on the Rishayim tomos. Ushmuel Omer, tamos zechus havos. And the Gemara is going to explain that soon. There is no more zechus havos anymore. I can't rely on Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. I can't. That's it. So I could get the tzaddikim. Tosfos says, wait a minute, we daven every day. B'schus Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov. So one pshat in Tosfos is that we're referring to the bris of Avram, not the schus of Avram, but the bris. Another pshat in Tosfos is that's referring to the Rishayim. Rishayim don't have schus havos. And all the way at the end of Tosfos says, the Vayikra Rabbit says, no, we have schus havos, don't worry about it. We say, Kikel rachum v'leishkach es bris haveisecha, we do have. Rabbi Yochanan Omar, tochen schus havos. Tochen schus havos. We should use this schus havos. Rabbi Shlakish Omar, tof soif chisam shel Baruch Hu. Says Rashi, what is Rabbi Shlakish talking about? The word emes is Hashem's seal. That's how he signs off, emes. Emes is the first letter of the Aleph Beis. Aleph is the first letter of the Aleph Beis. Mem is the last letter of the Aleph Beis. I'm sorry, Taf is the last, Mem is the center. Now, when I was thinking about it, I started doing it. Aleph Beis Gimel Daled Hey Vav Zayin Ches Tes Yud Lamed Mem. Mem is 13. And from that point on, there's 9 letters left. So how's that the center? Now I opened up this thing over here. If you look over here, you'll see it is the center. If you do Chaf Sofit, Kaf, Chaf, and you're Ashkenazi, you say Shin, Sin, Taf, Saf. I don't know what the Sfardim do about this. They don't have a Saf. But if you include Saf, and you include all these things, then in fact, Mem is smack in the center. It's number 16 on both directions. Anyway, so again, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so Rashi says a beautiful thing here. If you look in Rashi, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, Ani Rishon. Hashem says, I am the first, I'm the beginning, Aleph. Vani Achron, Tov. Vani Hu, Mem. I am here. I'm here right now. I was there in the beginning. Beautiful. That's emes. Truth, emes. So Memela, I put a Tov because I'm saying that's the end of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's seal. He's here forever. Domer Reb Chanina Chosam Shakadosh Baruch Hu Emes. Reb Shmuel ben Achmeini Elu bnei Adam shekimu es haTorah kulam aleph hatov. It comes to signify. It's a simon. These are people that kept the entire Torah all the way to Tov. So I put a Tov on his forehead. And we mentioned that there's no more schus avos. Meimel setam schus avos. When did that finish? Omer Rabbi Moshe Shea ben Be'eri Shenemar. Egalo es navluso. I'll expose their disgrace le'eni mehavel to the eyes of its lovers. V'ish lo yatzilen miyadi. They're not going to save them. Ushmul Omar mimei chazoel. In other words, v'ish lo yatzileno. Even the schus avos, even the avos are not going to be able to save you. Ushmul Omar mimei chazoel. It's started from Chazal Shenemar v'Chazal Melech HaRom Lo Chatzis Yisrael. He pressed Klal Yisrael Kol Yemei Yochas. And then it says Uchsiv Vayochan Hashem Oisam V'Yirachameim. He had Chanun Rachum Vayiven Aleim Leman Brisoi Es Avram Yitzchak Yaakov. Oh, here we see Schus Avos Leman Brisoi Avram Yitzchak Yaakov. V'Lo Yova Hashchisam. He didn't want to destroy them. V'Lo Yishlichim Al Panav Adato. Up until this point, Adato. I could do Schus Avos until Chazal, but that's it. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi Omar Melio. In fact, it ended by Eliyahu Hanavi. Shenemar v'yibel Elois hamincha v'yigash Eliyahu Hanavi v'yoymar Hashem Elokei Avram Yitzchak Yisrael. Here's Schus Avos. Hayoim, but only today. Yivoda will be known Katol Likim Yisrael. You're God. V'ani Avdecha, and I'm your servant. U'v'dvarcha sisi es kol dvar me'ila. I did it in your name, but it's Hayoim. There's no Schus Avos past that day. Reuven and Omar Mechitzkiyahu Shenemar. The increase in sovereignty, endless peace. Al kisei David v'mamlachtoi, the throne of David, and in his kingdom, lahachen oisa, to uphold it, ulisado, and to assist it, b'mishpat, u'b'tzdaka, justice and righteousness. Mi'at v'adoylam, kinas Hashem tzvakois ta'asezois. So it says, the end of the pasuk is Kinas Hashem, the zeal of Hashem, tzvakos, tasas, not the schus avos. Now I need to come on to Hashem. Omer Avami, a new sugya. So we learned the whole sugya about even a tzaddik gomer in the Sanhedrin is going to die if he doesn't do a chayach techech samisecha. Omer Avami, emisa beloichet. No one dies in this world without committing an Aveira. And the Gemara is going to take Rabbi to task and say that's not so. We're not so partial. There are people that died without any chet, but Rabbi holds there's no death in this world without a chet. And a person doesn't go through hardship and yisurim without avain, meaning Aveira b'mezid. Only a soul that sinned is going to die. I never knew this. Do you know that jellyfish don't die? I never knew this. There's an organism that never dies called a jellyfish. Just thinking. Only things that sin, maybe jellyfish, but those, maybe the jellyfish that sting people, that's a sin and they die. I don't know. You're not going to die because your father sinned. And a father won't die because of his son's sin. Tzidkas tzaddik olav tia, because he's a tzaddik will remain a tzaddik. V'rishis harasha olav tia. That's it. You are going to die because you yourself sin. And yisurim b'loy avayin. And there's no such thing as yisurim, terrible pain, and tsar, without aveira b'mezid. D'chsiv ufakati b'shevet pisham, with a stick. I'll take care of. I'll get you with my stick. Yisurim u'benegoyim avonim, because of the avain, because of the avera b'mezid. Zog the Eli Gemara Daf Yomi Beis Meisvei. How could this be? The Malachim told HaKadosh Baruch Hu, why do you cause him death? What did he do already? So he ate a little apple. All I gave him directly to him, not to everybody, to him. You don't eat from Deis Hadas, and he couldn't control himself. Okay, so you killed him. But what about Moshe and Aaron? Shekimu kol haTorah kula u'meisu. They never did an aveira and they died. Omar lahem mikro echol etzadik v'lerosho latoiv. That's it. Everybody dies now, all because of Adam Rishon. But you see, Ravami is wrong. Ravami says people don't die unless they sin. Moshe and Aaron says over here that they died even without sinning because of Adam Rishon. Says the Gemara, it's not true. Moshe and Aaron did sin. Shnemar Yan lo yemantim bi, hayemantim bi. Adayin lo yigi azmanchin lipodim min ha'olam. Had you listened to me and hit the rock, then you would have been here till this very day. But you sinned. Meisvei. So, in fact, Moshe and Aaron died because they sinned. Had they not sinned, Zokte Braisa, it says, there are 4 people that died without any sin. The only reason they died is because of Adam Rishon, because of the chet of the Nachash. Ve'eluhen, Binyamin ben Yaakov, one of the Shvatim called Binyamin, Va'amram avi Moshe, and the father of Moshe Rabbeinu, V'isha avi David, and the father of David, V'kilov ben David, and the son of David. I was just thinking, it's incredible that, like 2, probably, I don't want to, I'm just saying, Moshe and David HaMelech, 2 greatest figures in Klal Yisrael, they exist because their fathers never sinned. But it happens to be that they're greater than their father. That could be because they were leaders of Klal Yisrael. Leaders are judged on a different, but they both sinned. David and Moshe sinned. Whatever, but there was something with Bathsheba, you had to do tshuva, v'chulu. Akopanim, it's very interesting. Yichus, like David HaMelech comes from a person who never sinned. Yishai avi David. V'kulu Gemara. And everything comes from tradition. Lebar mi Yishai avi David, the Mefarsh Beikra, there's a Mefarsh pasuk about David HaMelech. D'chsiv. V'sam som Avshalom tachas Yoav at Tzava. He put him instead of Yoav. V'amasa ben Ish, he's the son of Ushma Yisrael Yisraeli, Asher ba el Avigail bas Nachash. He had relations with Avigail, the daughter of a snake. Achois Tzruya Eim Yoav. The sister of Tzruya, the mother of Yoav. V'chi bas Nachash avi, what, she was a daughter of a snake? V'aloi bas Yishai avi. Her father is Yishai. You're calling the father a snake. D'chsiv v'chiseim Tzruya v'Avigail elabas mi shemeis be'et Yoshe Nachash. Avisha avi David died because of the snake. That's why he's called a snake. Mani. So, what's going on here? The first brisa that said that Moshe Rabbeinu did sin, did not sin, and the only reason why Moshe Rabbeinu died, Moshe and Aaron died, was because of the sin of Adam Rishon. So then, instead of 4, why are you saying Binyamin, Avishai, call it the 6, Moshe and Aaron? What happened to Moshe and Aaron? According to you, Moshe and Aaron never sinned, and they only died because of Adam Rishon. So it can't be that we're going according to the first brisa. No, Moshe Rabbeinu did sin. At the end of the day, but you have 4. Ravami says that it's impossible to die without a sin, but you have 4 people. As far as we know, David HaMelech's father is not alive today. So you see, you could die without sinning. To Yufta the Ravami, to Yufta. So it's a Bam Kasha Ravami. Omar Reb Shmuel ben Achmei Omar B'Yonis and Koloi Reuven Chata Eino Yelatoy Shenemar V'Yu B'nei Yaakov Shnei Masar. If you say Reuven sinned, it says Mefurish in the pasuk, Reuven had relations with Bilhah, who was his father's wife. If you say that the Torah meant it literally, you're making a mistake, because it says that there was 12 Shvatim Milamet Shekulim Shekulim Kechos, that they're all equal, they're all tzaddikim. Elomani Mekayim Veishkev Bilhah Pileg Shavis. So what does the pasuk mean to say? He messed around with his father's bed, and it's as if he sinned with her. Now, I'll say this a little later. Reb Shimon ben Elazar says, he was saved from that Avera. He wasn't over an Ishasish. They never sinned. Why? Reuven's children, his descendants, are going to be on Har Evel. How could they say straight out to Klal Yisrael, you are cursed if you have relations with your father's wife, and he himself was over, and how could he give mussar to somebody else when he himself is over? So what do I mean by that? He was trying to stick up for his mother. It's bad enough that my mother's sister is married to my father, Rachel. I'm going to let my mother's servant Bilhah ruin it for my mother? So he messed up the beds. He did two things that wasn't right. And Rashi points out, when you say he wasn't chayta on the Isha Sish part, but there was a sin that he went and he took out the bed. That, yeah. And not only that, says the Gemara, he took out HaKadosh Baruch Hu's bed kaviyachal. Why? Because the Shekhinah is shori with the Avos, he took it out from here, he put it over there, so he messed around with HaKadosh Baruch Hu as well. Fine. I just want to point out real quickly, we're running out of time, but there's an incredible Ramah. The Ramah, the Ashkenazim Paskin like verse of the Shulchan Aruch, says that he gave a drasha once and he said, I have a new pshat, different than the Gemara, that Reuven wasn't chayta. What happened was, Reuven went to the bedroom, and when Yaakov Avinu was about to have relations with Bilhah, he heard noise, and he stopped his relations. And from that relation was supposed to be 2 shvatim, and because of Reuven, there were only 12 shvatim instead of 14. Says the Ramah, the Chidah says that Reuven, the son of Yaakov Avinu, came to the Ramah in a dream and said, you're mechaven to the emes. In all these years, I was embarrassed by this story, and thanks for saving me. That's what the Chidah says. And whoever wants to stick around after the shir, after the Tehillim, I have another piece that I heard from Sruli Bronstein from Lakewood, a beautiful piece on that. It's a short piece, but not enough time now. So Yaakov gave him the brachas. Pachas kamayim al toisar. Rebbe Lezer Omer, what does the word pachas mean? It's a nutrikun. It's a Rosh Tevis. Pei ches zayin. Pasta, you are hasty. Chavta, you're liable. Zalta, you zilzal, you belittled. Rebbe Shua Omer, what's the pei ches zayin? Pasata, you walked upon. Aldas, you trampled on the law. Chatasa, you sinned. Zonisa, could be over here, he holds, you are mizana, in a way, or we could explain zinos in a different way. Pilalta, you davened. Rashi points out, you didn't daven after you sinned, you davened not to sin. Chilisa, you beseeched. Another lashon of davening, zarcha tfilascha, and before you daven, before you sinned, you davened, and Hashem listened to you. So he had a taiva to be mizana, but he davened not to. We still need the pshat of Rebbe Elazar Medoya Omer. Hafoiches ateva udroshel. Read it backwards. The pacha zayin chespei. Zizata. You trembled. Hirtata. You went backwards. You were murta. You drew back. Parcha chet mimcha. And therefore the avera flew away. You weren't over in a chet. Again, going with this theme that Reuven, whoever says that you sinned, he's making a mistake. Rav Amar. You remembered what kind of avera it is to be over an Eish. You made yourself sick in order to overcome the avera. And therefore the pay stands for you didn't do the avera. You perish from the avera. Reuven b'nei Eli, b'nei Shmuel, David, Ushlam, Yivyoshim. Omar Rebbe Shmuel ben Achmeinu, Rebbe Yonasan. So we're going in the theme that you say this gadol, this personality in Klal Yisrael sinned, you're making a mistake. If you say that the sons of Eli HaKohen sinned in Eish Sish, it's a mistake. Shenemar, V'sham Shnei b'nei Eli, Chafni u'Pinchas, who the sons? Chafni and Pinchas. Koyanim Hashem. Sovelo Kirav, the Omar Rav Pinchas, the Omar Rav. He always like Rav that says Pinchas, the son of Eli, lo yichata. So we're going to see soon that Rav holds that Chafni was. But he takes this to say that that Pinchas didn't sin, although the pasuk says that they vayishkim with hanoshim, they slept with the women. What does that mean? Makish Chafni the Pinchas, man Pinchas lo yichata, af Chafni lo yichata. This is hekesh. Just like Pinchas, there's no chet by Pinchas, there's no chet by Chafni. What does it mean? We had this also in Chulin, in other Masechtas, that the sons of Eli, they were busy trying to get meat, and they were making deals, and they weren't makriv the carbon right away. So what happened was a woman would come to the Beis Hamikdash to be makriv her birds after she gave birth, so she could be with her husband, and it took time. So they had to stay overnight, and they had to make sure went on the Mizbeach. Until that time happened, they couldn't be with their husbands. That's a ched of Eishes Ish, preventing that woman to be with her husband, like Eishes Ish. Asher yishkivunas hanoshim. Mitoch sheshius kineim. I'm thinking like they kept the women by them instead of letting the women go to their husbands. It's like Eishes Ish. Mitoch sheshius kineim. Shloi holchu etzel baalei. Ma'aleim hakosav kilush chavam. As if they had relations with them. Guf omerav pincha omerav. Pinchas leichata. But Chafni did have a chet. Shenemar, Ba'achi o ben achituv achi I Chavoid ben Pinchas ben Eli Kohen Hashem. Efsha chet baliyodoi v'akosav miyachasoi. Is it possible that he sinned and the Torah says, oh, he's the son of this important person, Pinchas? V'akvinemar yachris Hashem li'ish asher ya'aseno erva oina me'olei Yaakov u'magish minchol Hashem tzvakos. Hashem is going to be kairos, get rid of that person who's going to be over, like Noina from the tent of Yaakov. What does that mean? Im Yisrael, if the person that sinned is a regular Yisrael who sinned in Eishes Ish, he's not going to have a son like that's awake, a lashon of awake. He won't be. You're not going to have sons that are Talmid Chacham. And he won't have. It's a play on words. Noina, the two people, means he's not going to be weak, he's not going to be awake to answer in learning, and he's not going to be oina, he's not going to answer in learning. You're not going to have sons Talmid Chachamim. And if you're a Kayin, you're not going to have a son that's going to bring a mincha in the Beis HaMikdash. However, you see that Pinchas did have a son that brought karbanos. So you see that Pinchas wasn't chayta. Oh, ask the Gemara, plural. They both sinned, Pinchas and Chafni. Yishkovein ksiv. It's kriing ksiv. You have to, yes, but you have to read it. Yishkovein. V'ksiv al bonoi. Again, plural. Kiloi tova yashmo. Or Racham Yitzchak b'ni ksiv. V'ksiv ma'avirim. So ma'avirim, we want to learn, means that you cause others to sin. Or Reuven b'reder Yeshua. So you have to see this Rashi. You got to see this Rashi. Very, very important Rashi, because of the lashon that he uses. The last Rashi, it's like 4 lines from the bottom. Kasha be'enai shem hachacham haniskach kan. I don't believe that there's such that Rabbi Yeshua, Rav Huna b'reder Yeshua said this. Oy ma'ani shetaus gadol hu v'lo garsina l'laha milsa. Amazing lashon. Rear. The Rashi says this whole line, tremendous mistake. Ma'avirim ksiv. So, in other words, Rashi's not learning that ma'avirim means that they caused others to sin. He's just like they went by over there. They were walking by ma'avir. The sons, the wicked of the wicked. So now we're coming full circle. If you don't do a mecha, you don't rebuke your own brother, Chafni, who's over and you should have gone. Pinchas should have gone over and say, what you're doing is wrong. And he didn't do so. Therefore, he's in the pasuk of Bnei Belial. He's considered a wicked person. V'chulu, v'chulu. Have a wonderful day. Noam. This is one. Amen. You guys want to hear this beautiful pshat I heard over last night from Gary. Maybe just Gary could, yeah. Shkoyach. I'll unmute myself for a second. Unmute. Okay.
I muted everybody, so you can give it a shot.
Okay. So real quickly.
And then we need to know what time are we getting together to go to bed to go do our machal.
It's Sakanas Nefashis. I really want to do it. I'd love to do it in front of the TV cameras. Bring a bunch of normal people. Say, look, we're all frum, and we don't believe in this. We're against this, but nobody does that. I don't know why. So, anyways, listen to this pshat. It's from Rabbi Yoel David Weiss. Rabbi Yoel David Weiss. How come David Feinberg is unmuted? I can hear noise still coming in. Rabbi Yoel David. David Feinberg, yeah. Please mute. Thank you. All right, so it goes like this. It's short, but it says that by a saita, before we give her the water, the Mei Marim, which has Hashem's name in it, we say, look at Shalom Bayis. Because of Shalom Bayis, we actually will erase Hashem's name. In other words, it's true. It's a very big problem to erase Hashem's name. We want to avoid that. So what do? We tell the saita, look at Reuven. He sinned. He was over on Eish Sish. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was Meichalim. Look at Yehuda. He was over. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was Meichalim. Says the Ramah that he paskins, and look over there exactly what the situation is. I don't know exactly what the situation is. It's an interesting situation. The Ramah paskins that in order to make shalom bayis, in order to make shalom peace between two people, you're allowed to lie and make up a story about another person. So Rabbi Yoel, and he proves it from this, from Reuven. Look, they made up a story about Reuven. It's not true. The Gemara says that Reuven never sinned. Yehuda never sinned. So why are we lying to the saita? Oh, we're lying to her for shalom. So I'm allowed to lie about Pliny Almighty and make up a story about him. So as Rabbi Yoel avoids the obvious question, Reuven is dead. So I could take a dead person and use him and lie about him in order, he's not going to get insulted, in order so that this woman, we don't have to be Moichik Shem Hashem, but what's the connection to a live person that has feelings that you're making up a story about a person? Rahman is not. If somebody ever went through that, I know I have friends that stories were made up about them. It's a life changer. You can never get out of it. So to make shalom, you're allowed to. Says Rabbi Yoel Wise, the Ramah had inside information based on the Chidah that he dreamt about Reuven coming to him and telling him, look, thank you for saving me. I had Bizyonis all these years and your pshat is emes and you saved me. In other words, Reuven does have feelings. Reuven always felt bad that people said about him that he's a shegitz, that he was over an Eishesish. That bothered him. Says the Ramah, if you're allowed to bother Reuven, even though he had feelings, so you're allowed to bother a live person. I think it's a beautiful pshat. You might not agree with it, but it's a cool pshat. Have a wonderful day. Now everybody can be unmuted for that.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day. Oh, let me turn this off real quickly. Wow. Right after the pshat, look, it's dropping like crazy. Unbelievable. Okay.